That is an absolute roadblock to winning Super Bowls. And I was thinking about this morning. If you look at the AFC and NFC, and I said, okay, where are the young quarterback stars? I'm not going to count the Bens and the Brees and the Bradys. The young quarterback stars, they're all in the AFC. These are 25 and younger. Josh Allen, Tua. Say what you want about Baker. He's productive when he has a good offensive line. Lamar, Burrow, Deshaun, Patrick Mahomes, Herbert. And I'm going to put Trevor Lawrence on. I believe he's transcendent and succeeds despite the Jets. That's like 8, 9 guys. In the NFC, there's Jared Goff and Kyler Murray. If I'm going to count Baker, I'm going to count Jared Goff, whose Goff has been better to this point. But the NFC's got a lot of, it's got Aaron's older, and Brady's older, and Brees is older, and Stafford's older, and Matt Ryan's. And so what does this mean? This is the roadblock, the impediment for Patrick Mahomes. I'm not even counting Justin Fields, who's going to end up in Jacksonville, who I think, unless Jacksonville butchers the coaching hire, I think the Jets could hire the wrong coach, and Trevor Lawrence is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be Andrew Luck. He's going to be great. I don't think Justin Fields is that kind of kid. But I think he needs the right coach to be great. I don't think he's a Justin Herbert talent. I don't think he's that good. I think he's good. So if they get the right coach, there's another one. Not to mention, all these other quarterbacks could go to AFC, but I won't count that. So the 7 highest passer ratings right now in the NFL for quarterbacks 26 or younger, they're all AFC. This is your roadblock. Okay, I'm not counting in this Joe Burrow, who we love and will be in that. Okay, the deep, dark secret of Tom Brady's success was the bad quarterback play in his division. So he always won his division. He got a bye and then played a low seed at home in Foxborough. And if he won the game, he was in the conference championship. That is why I love Tom. Tommy's got a 500 playoff road record. It's a whole different ballgame going on the road, facing good quarterbacks, Peyton Manning, Big Ben. This is the secret, and I love Aaron Rodgers. But one of the great advantages to Aaron Rodgers, since he was named the starter, the Vikings have had 14 quarterbacks. The Bears have had 14 quarterbacks. And it feels like Matt Stafford's talented, but he's had 14 head coaches, it feels like. That is a big advantage. Aaron gets a bye. Aaron plays at Lambeau. It's cold weather. He's used to it. He just has to win a playoff game, and he's in the conference championship. He's done that less than Brady. But this is the big secret to all this stuff, is that I've always said this. Part of Nick Saban's success is most of his time, LSU can't get the coach right. Tennessee can't get the coach right. Auburn can't get the coach right. Florida finally has the coach right, because Urban Meyer left and they ran through guys. When Pete Carroll was crushing it at USC, only Cal had the right coach. Washington had the wrong guy. UCLA was a mess. Stanford had a bad coach. The minute Oregon got Chip Kelly and Harbaugh went to Stanford, Pete Carroll started losing. You need breaks for this. I've said before, one of the great breaks of Michael Jordan is in hockey. Chicago is in the West. But in the NBA, Chicago's in the East. He didn't have to go through Magic in his prime for years. He didn't have to. He didn't have to go through a lot of when he was going against the Pistons in their prime, he couldn't beat them. Going against the Celtics in their prime, he couldn't beat them. They got old. So sometimes, and I'm not saying Michael wouldn't have been the best player of all time. I'm saying there are geographical advantages. There are divisional advantages. Mahomes, Herbert's a baby and may not have the right coach now. But if you start looking at over the next 10 years, Mahomes is going to face significantly better quarterbacks than a guy like Aaron Rodgers or a young guy like Jared Goff is going to face, because Brady's going to be around for a couple of years. Now Brees is gone, but Matt Ryan, Stafford, there's a lot. NFC's got a lot of quarterbacks that are good, not great, and they're expensive, and teams are tied to them. So it is amazing. The 7 highest passer ratings in the NFL right now, 26 or younger, all AFC. And Burrow's coming back, and here comes Trevor Lawrence. So it's a disruptor. It is in the way. Greatness generally happens. Part of it's you, and half of it is people around you screwing up. Nobody's that smart. All right. Blazing 5, hour 2 on the way. Live in Los Angeles on a Friday. This is The Herd.
No. Turn on the news. This is The Herd Line News.
Well, last night was something.
Oh, it was all sorts of good. I was all in on that thing from... I even watched the pregame show last night. I was so into it.
It was so fun. Well, unfortunately for Derek Carr, he left the game with a strained groin and is still being evaluated. It's not looking like he's going to be back anytime soon, as it looks like it might be a little more serious than they thought last night. But Marcus Mariota came in and was on fire.
He was.
The Raiders did lose, but he threw for 226 yards, 2 total touchdowns. And after the game, he reflected on finally getting back out on the field.
You know, to be truthful, it's been a long journey. I've been through kind of everything, from injuries to surgeries to, mental kind of just lapses and, the confidence thing. And, I just truly appreciate the Raiders and the entire organization for kind of helping me through that.
He was so good in that short little window that, like, social media was talking about where he's going to end up.
Well,
the starting quarterback next year.
Now, I've got a real strong opinion on this later in the show. I'm going to do a Marcus Mariota segment later in the show. But I will say this. He's always been big and fast.
Yeah.
There's an electricity to the way he plays. And I do believe last night that general managers around the league saw him and thought, in a pinch, we can make him a franchise guy for 2 years.
Right. But the key to that sentence was in a pinch and for a few years. So we like to overreact to fun. Right?
Well, Joy, it was a standalone NFL game.
Exactly.
This is what we do. And so we go nuts. And I do think he has starter talent.
Well, he does.
He's always had that.
Plenty of starting experience.
And he's a good dude. People in the league like him. I know. I have a friend of a friend and he's a good dude.
To me, and listen, they still lost. So let's keep it all in perspective.
Right.
But I do think what he showed is how valuable it can be to have a good backup quarterback.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the backup quarterback position, and I don't know why we didn't kind of always subscribe to this, is extremely valuable.
He is the most talented backup quarterback in the NFL.
Yes.
He is significantly more talented as a quarterback than Taysom Hill, who everybody's into now.
And I mean, the Saints are a good example of how important it is to have to invest in a valuable backup quarterback. If you're a team that is competing for championships, you should have a great backup quarterback. I wish the Steelers had invested in a strong backup quarterback.
I had somebody else tell me 2 nights ago, Sam Darnold, Pittsburgh, keep your eye on it. They said, like, they can't go from Ben to what they have. They probably need to get a kid that if he has to start 2 games, can win 1.
I don't understand why they didn't do it this offseason. They were in the playoff conversation last year with Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges.
Yeah.
You should have learned the lesson then that you should have a strong backup quarterback.
And the backup should play a little bit like your starter.
Yeah.
And Darnold is kind of an athlete, an ad-libber, and so is Ben. Your backup should look a little and play a little like RG3 and Lamar.
Yes.
They should be a little like each other. You don't have to change your offensive system with a backup.
I was happy for Marcus Mariota, though. Like, it was really fun to watch.
You could tell, Joy, from his body language, he was so thankful to play football.
Yeah.
He was having so much fun playing football.
And he had a little confidence, a little swag. Like, he doesn't usually play like that. So Jalen Hurts took over the Eagles' starting job last week and led the team to a big win over the Saints, and he'll get his second start this week against the Cardinals. This is a sneaky good game this weekend. And Doug Peterson revealed how he's seen Carson Wentz help the rookie even after getting benched.
I just see the communication, number one, at practice, during games, just the communication, the dialogue back and forth, obviously through press, through myself, just that communication. And then that's the one gauge that tends to lead, things in the right direction. And that's what I've been seeing.
Hurts has also said that Wentz has been, quote, very supportive.
On the sidelines, he looks like he is.
I think, I had to think about it a little bit when I read this story. what kind of person wouldn't be supportive? Now, I understand privately you might feel some type of way.
Oh, there's a lot of guys are different. You women are more supportive. Women support women. Guys don't support guys.
Okay, but what kind of teammate are you if the second that you aren't out there, you're trying to sabotage the most important guy on the field?
Well, you've gone to sabotage. I would say there's a difference between sabotaging.
Okay, but if say Jalen Hurts has like a question in the quarterback room.